Champion sent me a message saying, "Hey Paul, I subscribed to Midjourney, an AI image generator, when it first came out and have been using it ever since. Over the last few years, I've gotten competent enough to create unique styles and designs with specific prompting. I would never call it art or myself an artist, though, and cringe when I see people on X doing the same thing, but calling themselves digital artists or filmmakers. At most, I would say I'm a creative promptist, if I had to call it something. What do you think about AI images being called art and the unearned titles some of these people are giving themselves?" Well, there is a famous adage out there. I'm not sure who came up with this, to be honest, but I've said it a few times myself, and I did hear it quite a while ago while going on my psychedelic exploration days, like over a decade ago, a long time ago, you know. But there is this idea that people who take psychedelics, you know, they glean access to spirit realms and knowledge about the nature of reality without doing any of the work to earn that kind of knowledge. They didn't do the discipline years of nature of like learning the arts of doing it naturally, of meditation, let's say, or abstinence from things, or through fasting, or through the correct prayers. Pick your religion, pick your group who dabble in that type of thing, you know. And there's this idea, it's kind of like these people who just like smoke DMT and smash through it in 10 minutes and come straight back, kind of stole that knowledge in a way. It's unearned wisdom. And the phrase is, be weary of unearned wisdom, because it's the process of learning and getting there, the journey, that means when you gain the thing, get the experience and finally see the thing, you respect it enough to understand wholeheartedly what you're actually experiencing and to treat it with the correct reverence and go out there with that knowledge and use it correctly without any ignorance of the power you're actually dealing with. But these people who go out there and get this experience and come back don't know what to do with it. But then they go off and act as though they're profound or something that they're actually not. And in a way, I think this kind of does apply to what AI has given people. Now, I myself am an artist, and my entire life I have drawn and painted and created and made music and my own artwork, my own original pieces, tried my best to maintain originality as well. I didn't like being inspired by other artists in a way, even though it's kind of unavoidable. I would try my best to not be influenced by the work of others and trying to keep my own work holistically what I want to create myself. And it's a practice, it's time. Hours upon hours of my life, days, weeks, years of my life, all added up, have gone towards creating things and mastering that art, that craft, that style, those skills, you know, to be able to do these things. And I did the work. I went through the school systems. I got the degree for whatever it's actually really worth, which is nothing. But at the same time, I went through the whole process to understand the industry and how it works and how to master these skills and learn specific techniques and so forth to be able to paint a photorealistic image or to draw a photorealistic image of some kind. People, for evidence of that, go back and look at one of my episodes called Art, or a video I posted on my channel where I drew Wendy's cat, you know, and it's there. I can prove it. I can do it, you know, and it's a skill that took time and effort to get. But now anybody who's anybody can just type into a prompt line, create a photorealistic looking sketch of this cat, and they can have it in seconds. For them to call themselves an artist after doing that is the highest form of ignorance and hubris I can imagine, to be honest. Because there is nothing to it. It's unearned. It is unearned as a title. Creative promptist, I suppose, is close to what it actually is. And I like that term you came up with there, Christian. I think that's really clever. But I think that it can still apply. The exact same thing applies here. You know, be weary of unearned wisdom, because it's an insult to life itself. To quote the guy who runs Studio Ghibli, I think that's what he said about AI artwork, and it truly is. It's an insult. It really is on many levels. And now I'm not saying some impressive things can't be created, but it's not the real thing. It's a simulacrum of what is truly of the pain and suffering humanity goes through to create artwork. That's what artwork is. It's a reflection of the inner psyche of an individual. It's the pouring out of their soul into a physical creation that they can convey messages to people with sound and images. It's magic at its highest form, and you need to be careful what you do with it, you know. But this stuff that's being churned out, what we call AI slop, is being created by, you know, people who don't understand the power they're actually messing with when you create artwork, what it can be used for. Artwork influences people. You need to be conscious of the spirit behind your arts. Is the Holy Spirit guiding it, or is there another spirit guiding this thing? And if you can now have the ability with a corrupt soul and spirit working through you to create beautiful artwork that can influence people, you've just been given an extremely powerful magical toolkit of control and manipulation, and you don't understand what you're messing with because you didn't go through the process to understand and respect the art, respect the power that it comes with. It's unearned wisdom, and chaos will only ensue from there. So yeah, there is that too. There really is. It's scary when you think about it on these higher levels, because art, like I said, art influences and changes the world in many ways. And if anybody now can be an artist, then what gets created is going to be soulless, empty, and devoid, and possibly even demonic in many ways, because it lacks the proper respect. So there we go. There's my tirade. There's my tirade on AI art. Maybe I'll clip this and put it up on the Understanding Creativity channel to give that a bit of a boost, because anything art related I say should probably go over there, right? And if you're listening here on Understanding Creativity, come over to Understanding Conspiracy, because this is just a small part of what happens on this channel.